following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into Appleman Park. We are on the campus of Musselman High School in the south end of Berkeley County as we get ready for a Friday night of high school baseball from the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. It's the Musselman Appleman hosting the Martinsburg Bulldogs. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. John Alderton is on our TV10 camera. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer, and Colin McLaughlin, our studio engineer. Well, Matt, Martinsburg comes in, the visiting team, 5 wins, 4 losses on the season. They've won 3 in a row, and we were at that third straight win last night. A dramatic finish over the final 2 innings for the Dogs in a 12-2 victory against Hampshire.
Yeah, talk about the tale of 2 games, and that's what we had last night. Martinsburg down 2-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. They scrape across a run, get back within 1. You're going, all right, how are these last 9 outs going to go for the Dogs? The bottom of the 5th is really when those bats came alive. Some controversial plays, if you will, and some ejections later, and Martinsburg has one whale of a bottom of the 5th. They plated 5 in the inning. Bottom of the 6th, as Hampshire, you could tell, was totally deflated after that bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 6th, 6 runs come across for Martinsburg, and they get the win in mercy rule fashion. And really, again, you looked at that game and went, where did this come from? It just did not have the feel of a 12-2 ball game. Those first 4 innings, really first 4.5 innings, it was a very cleanly played, well-pitched baseball game. Then all of a sudden the wheels just came off. Hampshire and Martinsburg really laid it on.
So the Bulldogs, the beneficiary of something that happened to them just a few games earlier, right? You saw the tail end of that Washington game when Martinsburg hosted the Patriots, and it was a 1-1 game going into the top of the 10th inning, and Martinsburg ultimately lost 12-1. So they've been on both ends.
Yeah, exactly. They've been on either side of this predicament. So obviously they would like to be 2-1 and get another win in that fashion. Or I'm sure if you're Coach Aaron Bowler, you'd like to have a solid game start to finish and get the win. I think you look at this year and you look at the youth that's around the county, and especially for this Martinsburg Bulldog team, and any win is appreciated they can get. Right now, a game over 500 and a tough weekend coming up for them, so you know they'd like to at least get a regional win before it's going to be a tough trip down to the central part of the state.
Well, you talk about a young baseball team. That is the Musselman Appleman in their starting lineup today, using the designated hitter. Out of their 10 players, you've got 2 freshmen and 3 sophomores. So 5 underclassmen and 5 upperclassmen with 2 juniors and just 3 seniors. This team still maybe trying to find themselves. Matt, they've been a little up and down. They come in at 4 wins and 7 losses. They opened with a couple of victories, went through a tough 5-game losing streak, but seemed to really right the ship with a 22-0 win at Pendleton County, and while still there at Pendleton, scored a 17-7 win against Kaiser. But after that, back-to-back losses, 8-4 against St. Maria Goretti, and the last time out, a very tough one as Berkeley Springs won it with a walk-off walk, 8-7 the final.
And Matt, it's been that case for pretty much everybody but the Jefferson Cougars. Again, we've talked about Jefferson all year long still. I believe this is the last day of their 10-day COVID quarantine. I believe they can get back on the field tomorrow, but everybody other than Jefferson in this region has had that up and down roller coaster year where you look at a few games as a sample size and you go, okay, they're playing well, they're hitting the baseball, and then you look at the next 2 games or 3 games, and you're going, is this the same team that they're struggling to throw strikes, they're struggling to hit the baseball? And again, it's the beginning of the season. You see that from everybody at the beginning of each season. But this year, I think a little bit different when you look at a lot of the youth around the area. You understand on Wednesday, there was at one point 5 freshmen playing for the varsity and a full roster now for this Musselman-Appleman team as they get some basketball players back. And as we get closer to the month of May, the entire month of May is the last full month of the regular season as the playoffs will start that first week of June. I would expect you really start to get an idea with everybody having a full roster with those winter sport athletes back playing spring sports. Everybody's getting those at-bats. I would imagine we really start to get an idea of what this region looks like over the next week or two.
There you go. That is our matchup tonight. It is the Musselman-Appleman playing host to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and on the other side of the break, we'll hear from both head coaches as we preview this matchup. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back into Appleman Park, getting ready for tonight's matchup, the Musselman-Appleman hosting the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We hear first from Musselman head coach Josh Hartman on where his team is at through their first 11 games.
I mean, it's still early in the season. I'm obviously not happy with the win-loss record that we have right now, but like I said, today is pretty much the first day I feel like we have everybody that we should have in our lineup. So hopefully we can get this thing rolling today and have good pitching, good hitting, and fill the baseball like we should.
Well, the record's not there. How much are you seeing the daily progress of your team through practice and even in games?
Oh, every day they come out confident in practice. I mean, they work on the fundamentals about every day. They work on their hitting approach every single day, and our pitching, it should be there. So hopefully we can use the stuff we've been doing in practice and carry it over to the games.
Crazy kind of day today, potential wind gust up to 50 miles an hour. How do you talk to your guys about handling these conditions?
We were watching the JV game here early, but the first inning of that game was crazy. The first hit went straight up in the air to the shortstop and landed probably about 20 feet behind him, just so the wind carrying it. So our outfielders obviously have to make adjustments. The balls are carrying right now to left field, so right field carries to center. So we obviously got to back each other up and communicate and talk with each other right now.
All right, I'm figuring most days you're telling you guys, good level swing, I want line drives, I want ground balls. Do you put them in the air today?
Pop-ups might work tonight. That might be the best way to do it. Hit it straight up in the air and hope somebody doesn't catch it, yes.
Talk to us about a sectional opponent and what you see in this matchup with Martinsburg.
Martinsburg's playing well right now. They had a good win against Hampshire last night, so I think it'll be a good matchup for us tonight. It comes down to, once again, pitching and fielding and hitting. If we can do those things, I like what we can do tonight.
Coach, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. You have a good one.
There you go. That is Josh Hartman, the head coach for the Musselman-Appleman, turning our attention now to the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs and head coach Aaron Byler. We talked with him about the big win yesterday and carrying some of that momentum into today.
Bit of a break there with that rundown. You know, typically that stuff doesn't happen. We made a poor base running mistake and lucked out there a little bit and had a big inning. And I think coming into tonight, you know, that momentum hopefully will carry over.
Was that on the third base coach? Did you put up the stop sign? Yeah, that was you, right? Putting up the stop sign? Or?
Yeah, well, the miscommunication was with the guy coming from second to third. He's got to wait. We talked about that. He's got to wait till he clears. So the guy on third clears to come on over. But, you know, it's little things like that we talked about before, that with a young team and inexperience, you're going to make those mistakes. And, you know, 9 times out of 10 they don't work out for you. But fortunately, I guess it worked out for us last night.
3 straight wins now. How well are you playing?
I think we're playing better. Yeah, I think we're playing better. We're getting pretty good starting pitching, and we hope tonight with Caleb Edwards we'll get the same thing. And I think if we get quality starting pitching, typically we've been able to field the ball okay behind him, and the bats started to come alive a little bit last night. So hopefully we'll carry that over tonight and have a great ball game.
Can you explain the all-or-nothing offense that you guys have had this year? In the 4 losses, 1 or 0 runs, but in the 5 wins, you've scored 9 or more.
Yeah, I guess my only explanation for it is that we need to score 9 tonight to make sure we win, right? No, I don't know. You hope that you always have production at the plate, and sometimes we haven't had it. And like we talked last night, I think a little bit has to do with the starting pitcher. And I thought their guy for 3 innings last night was very good and kind of lost control, of his emotions a little bit when things started to not going his way. And, credit our guys for taking advantage of that. And we had a couple big hits. Isaiah Morris had a big double there when they intentionally walked Rise and Weber. And like we talked about, those guys, Jack's, going to be in situations, but when he's not, other guys need to step up, and I thought we did that.
Talk to us about this matchup, a sectional opponent in Musselman.
Yeah, Musselman's a good baseball team, and, anytime we go up against Musselman, we're looking forward to it. And, we talk about Friday night EPAC games. It doesn't get any better, and weather's a little bit cruddy tonight, but, we can't let that ever be a factor, and we're excited to get after it.
You try to get the ball in the air on a windy night?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's definitely going to be some troubles in the outfield with the ball in the air. It looks like to me it's blowing straight out to left, so hopefully one of our big boys in the middle part of the order can elevate one and see what happens.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, there you hear from Aaron Byler, the Martinsburg Bulldog head coach, and you heard from both of them. Fly balls, Matt, are going to be interesting.
No doubt about it. I mean, the wind blowing hard to left field. It seems like it may have died down, although you look at the American flag over to our right of the old football field, and it's still blowing awfully hard, but blowing very hard to left field. So, yeah, I think anything to center and anything to the left is going to be awfully tricky, and those fly balls to right field are going to be awfully tricky just to track down. So it should be a fun night for infielders, outfielders, and anything put in the air off the bat.
All right, let's take a 1-minute timeout on the other side of the break. We'll come back, continue to preview the matchup, and get into today's starting lineups. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.com.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton on our TV 10 camera. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin, our engineer, back at the studio. Musselman hosting Martinsburg tonight. Matt, when you look at this Appleman team, they're scoring 8.5 runs a game. 93 runs scored over the course of their 11 games. They're giving up about 7 a contest, or 77 runs that they have allowed, and 6 different times this season have given up 8 runs or more.
And again, I think the key to them is finding consistency at the plate. We look at their pitchers' ERAs every time we come out here, and they're not awful. I mean, the guys are getting it done on the mound. It seems like that's come around quicker than the consistency the bats have. So I think that's the key tonight is the pitchers have gone out and thrown strikes, and that is no different when you look at Caleb Edwards tonight, a 4.50 ERA, definitely nothing to shake your head at, and that's a 9 1/3. He's struck out 6, it's only 1 walk, so definitely decent numbers coming in. It's just going to be a matter of putting the bat on the ball and trying to make some runs come across the plate.
We'll see what happens against a Martinsburg team that is putting up about 6.8 runs per game, 62 runs that they have scored through their 9 games, but they likewise have given up about 66, or an average of about 7.3 runs per game. So two teams that are giving up a lot of runs. Got to find a way to slow that down on a very tough weather night.
Easier said than done with a night like tonight, where the temperature, I think, is going to continue to drop as the sun goes down. It already dropped about 15 degrees from this morning. And, again, we're going to talk about it all night long, but the wind.
Yeah, blowing out to left and pretty steady, we understand, 25-plus miles an hour, and could still see some gust at 50 or more.
I don't think blowing is a hard enough for it. It's screaming out to left.
Well, and it's gotten cooler as well. The game time temperature is going to be right around 55 degrees, and so, you know, when you add that wind in there, Matt, you're talking about a wind chill in the 40s, and we'll see if these guys are able to stay warm with the bats.
Don't hit them off the handle. That's my one recommendation. Don't hit them off the handle.
Well, the head coach is meeting with our two-man umpiring crew right in behind home plate. They exchange the lineup cards, go over the ground rules here at Appleman Park. As they do that, let's check out the lineups with our own Matt Crawford.
Let's start with the Martinsburg Bulldogs leading off. Doing the catching today is Landon Sifford. He will wear number 4 in the number 2 spot. Senior shortstop Jack Reisenweber. In the number 3 spot, first baseman wearing number 14, Isaiah Morris. And the cleanup spot is today's pitcher, Caleb Edwards. He will wear number 27. In the 5 spot in the order, Michael Lupus, number 10. He will play third base. Center fielder Shine Knotts, number 33, is in the 6th spot. Today's DHing for the left fielder, Jordan Canby, is Jacob Zittel. He will wear number 18. In right field is number 2, Peyton DeMarco. He will bat 8th. And rounding out the batting order in the number 9 spot, second baseman, number 3, Hudson Clement. The Dogs are led by head coach Aaron Byler.
Yep, assisted by Kurt Zarnecki, Zeke Grissinger, Bo Bartley, Buzzy Jackson, and Larry Cooper. The announcements for the starting lineups for the fans here as we turn to the homestanding Musselman Appleman.
In the leadoff spot is right fielder Kyle Lohr. He will wear number 14. Batting second is Baden Hartman. He will play short and wear number 13. His brother Blake, number 6 center fielder, is the number 3 batter in the order. The cleanup spot goes to Jacob Miller, the catcher for today, and he will wear number 1. Number 8, Jason Myers, plays first and bats 5th. In the number 6 spot is Trevor Bohr. He will play in left and wear number 2. In the number 7 spot in the order, the DH for the second baseman, Sam Simpson, today is Jackson Shockey. He will wear number 31. Today's pitcher, Dylan Stevens, who will wear number 11, is in the 8th spot. And third baseman, number 3, Liam Wilson, rounds out your batting order in the number 9.
And the coaching staff for Musselman, led by head coach Josh Hartman in his second season, assisted by Brian Klepner, Jordan Ambrose, and Mike Mackey. Matt, these teams met 4 times last year in the 2 regular season matchups. They split, with Musselman winning here 2-1. Martinsburg won at P.O. Faulkner by a 10-5 final. Both of the games in the sectional tournament were played at Martinsburg, and the Dogs won 5-2, but Musselman took the last one 6-5, and that was the one that eliminated Martinsburg from that sectional tournament. Musselman then was eliminated by Hedgesville as Hedgesville went on to the state tournament.
And that was the second straight year that Musselman had beat the overall number 1 in the section. That was the game Cole Campbell came in with the very high ERA and really just shut down Martinsburg at the plate. That's one of those ones that I'm sure folks around here won't forget for a long time. That was a heck of a baseball game and a heck of a comeback for Musselman. And these teams going to be very familiar with each other this year. They could see each other even more this year. 3 regular season games scheduled, and then whatever happens in that sectional tournament.
Well, and I said last year, I got to always remember that caveat, the last year that they were on the field. There was no 2020 season, so that was in 2019 when these teams split. The year before that, Martinsburg swept all 4 games, able to take a pair in both the regular season and winning both of those playoff games. So it's been a good matchup when these teams get together, and we'll look forward to seeing how this one plays out today. All right, as Musselman heads out onto the field with their starting lineup, Martinsburg lines up along that first base side. The Dogs in the gray baseball pants, orange jersey tops, black lettering, and white trim. Musselman with the white baseball pants, white jersey tops. They've got that green stripe across the chest and across the sleeves. It's got a little red on top, and they've got the red numerals, and they are outlined, or I guess really the red lettering outlined in white across that green. The numerals on the back actually are in the Kelly green with the outline in red. All right, let's take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have today's opening pitch and the play-by-play of West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
And we welcome you back in to Appleman Park. The Musselman Appleman taking on the Martinsburg Bulldogs on this Friday night. And getting in his warm-up tosses is Dylan Stevens. Stevens just a sophomore, one of the young guys for this Appleman team that has 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen in that starting lineup. Stevens, so far on this season, has pitched in 3 games, and all 3 have been starts, so making his 4th start on the season. And Matt has given up some runs.
Yeah, comes in not the ideal ERA you want coming in with a 10.04 ERA, and you look at the strikeout to walk, not quite at that 2-to-1 ratio yet. 8 strikeouts to 5 walks, 16 runs given up. But just 11 of those are his, but still you look at 11 runs given up in 7 2/3. Obviously, he wants to come out and have a strong outing here tonight.
Can't imagine this will be an easy evening to pitch when you're dealing with that wind. The way that wind is blowing out, it's coming from this first base side and blowing out towards left, so not quite directly in the face of the pitcher, but still you're pitching a little bit into that wind.
I would imagine we're going to see a lot of fastballs tonight. Again, with the wind blowing the way it is for a right-handed hitter, you're going to have some wind impacting those. We're watching warm-ups, still some break on those breaking balls, but I would imagine if you get a couple of gusts here, that breaking ball isn't going to quite break the way you want it to, so I would imagine we're going to see a fastball heavy, although at the high school level you tend to see more fastballs than anything anyway, so I would imagine we're going to see a lot of fastballs here tonight.
A lot of foul territory here at this ballpark. If you're watching on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, you can see the bullpens down both lines, a lot of space in behind the home plate circle, as much if not more foul territory here as probably any high school field you're going to find in West Virginia. What that means is a ball could be in play that in another ballpark may not be, and especially when you consider pop-ups and the way that wind is blowing. One that's going back that might normally get out of play may still end up staying in play.
And if the ball gets by the catcher with a runner on third, he's almost guaranteed to score a very deep backstop here. It's the foul territory, pretty consistent all the way around the park.
And the first pitch of the ball game coming into Landon Sifford. It is a called strike on that outer edge, and today's opening pitch coming at 7:03. Ready with the next one. Stevens with an off-speed pitch, grounded sharply past the third baseman, Liam Wilson. That is out into left field, and Sifford has a base hit.
Good piece of hitting, really sharp, and by the time Liam Wilson got his glove down, that ball was already 2 or 3 feet past the glove on the left hand of the third baseman, and a good way to start for Martinsburg. The hitting coming alive as it did last night and keeping up that momentum.
Last night, Martinsburg scored their 12 runs on 10 hits. The hit from Sifford to get it started here is his 9th in 31 at-bats. Stevens with a toss over, wants to keep him close, and another quick throw over just as Sifford was starting to get that lead again. Went back in each time on the dive. Brings up Jack Reisenweber. Senior bats from the right side, just like his predecessor, and takes the first pitch in there for strike one.
Reisenweber, a .320 hitter on the year. That's 8 hits and 25 at-bats. He's added 8 walks to that resume as well.
One of 3 seniors in this Bulldogs starting lineup. Stevens taking his time. Comes back with a fastball just down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike that counts. 4 juniors, 3 sophomores, no freshmen for this Martinsburg team. So you're talking 7 of these guys that are gaining some great experience that will help as they return next year. Swing and a foul tip. That one nicking right off the end of the bat of Reisenweber. And in and out of the midsection, it looks like, of Jacob Miller, the catcher.
Yeah, Miller going to get a few extra breaths in there as our home plate umpire going to walk the ball about halfway to the pitcher's mound.
The plate umpire is Dave Boyd. John Mason is our umpire on the bases. Another throw over, sending Sifford back into first on the dive. Reisenweber awaits. There's that off-speed pitch. He'll go the other way. A line drive that's going to drop in front of Lohr, and the right fielder quickly getting it in, holding Sifford to just one base. He made that wide turn at second, but had to quickly retreat. Reisenweber is aboard with a single to right.
Yeah, and Sifford stumbling on his way back to the bag made that look a little more acrobatic than I'm sure he would like. He just got that. Took the wide turn around second just in case there was a bobble in right field, then spinning back and hit the dirt a little bit earlier than he probably wanted to as well.
So Martinsburg has the first 2 on a couple of singles, and now it brings up the left-hand hitting Isaiah Morris. Bit of a hole to hit through with a runner at first, and he takes low and outside ball 1. Sam Simpson, the second baseman, was way over. Now ducks towards that second base bag and gets back into position as the pitch to the plate is on the inside corner for a strike. Good-looking pitch. 1-1 the counts. Morris, a .300 batting average, has a homer and 9 driven in. Pitch to him, a swing and a miss. Another good pitch down and in to the left-hand hitter.
I would imagine if he gets a home run tonight, it's going to have to be one to opposite field, which means he's really going to have to muscle it out.
Stevens looking at the runner at second, comes set, and the delivery, and here's a tapper off the end of the bat, slowly up the third base line. It's as good as a bunt, fielded by the pitcher, turns, throws, in time to get him. Nice play, Dylan Stevens. The runners advance. Sifford goes to third, Reisenweber to second on what was as good as a swinging bunt. You don't get the sacrifice in the book, though. The out still goes 1-3.
Yeah, it was an adventure when you got to have your pitcher come off the mound. No matter how many times you practice that in practice, you practice that in practice.
It's usually where you practice.
Usually. It's never easy falling off the mound in a game situation. You have that extra adrenaline coming in, as I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner for today's catcher. Looks like a number 5
that
going
would be
over.
Carson Buber. So Carson Buber will serve as a courtesy runner as Sifford is the starting catcher. So a new runner at third with Reisenweber at second, and the first pitch to Caleb Edwards, down low, ball 1. Edwards, a junior, in the cleanup spot, and today's opposing pitcher. As they say, a chance to help his own cause.
Yeah, an opportunity here to give him at least a 2-run lead if he's able to find a gap here.
Here's the pitch. had the plate but down below the knees. 2 balls, no strikes. Now we're getting the sun out, and that is not easy on the third baseman, shortstop, or left fielder, the way the sun sets here.
Because those guys are going to have such an easy day anyway.
2 ball, no strike pitch. Taken on the outside edge for strike one, and just as we say it, the sun ducks behind a cloud.
When that sun comes out on the left side of the infield and left field, now a ball hitting the air, you're dealing with 2 elements, not just one.
Here comes that 2-1 pitch, fastball down low and outside, and it's 3-1. Yeah, very strong winds today. We actually wondered a couple of times throughout the course of this day, the way that wind was blowing, if that may be enough to have this game postponed, but it was not. Now that 3-1 pitch, right down the middle, taken for a called strike 2. So Edwards did not have the green light. Wanted to make sure that he saw a strike, and he did, and now he'll await that payoff pitch. Edwards, 5 hits in 19 at-bats, but has also drawn 5 walks. Has struck out 6 times. The right-hander in the back of the box swings through this one and goes down on strikes for the second out.
And something that we talked about and have looked at all year, looking at the stats, you mentioned the stat, hey, if Martinsburg is able to score more than 1, they're getting to 9. In the games, in their losses where they've only put up 2 runs, it's been a case where not only have they just struggled to hit the ball, but they've struggled with runners in scoring positions. This is a big opportunity here.
Number 5 hitter Michael Lupus stands in. Third baseman takes a called strike 1. Boy, that wind really gusting right now. Next delivery on the way off that outside edge, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There is a netting that goes from the backstop up to the top of the press box. You can really watch it and even see the jacket of our plate umpire and the uniforms on the players blowing in that breeze. 1-1 pitch taken for a strike. Now Stevens is a pitch away from getting out of this inning after a couple of leadoff hits. Here comes the delivery, and it's a bouncer foul right in behind the plate. We'll do it all over again.
And Lupus picking up that batting average over the last couple of games. A .318 hitter and has worked his way up the lineup. 7 for 22. He's added 8 walks. That has driven in 5 with 2 outs. If he can find anywhere in the outfield, I would imagine 6 and 7 could be added to that list.
That 1 ball, 2 strike pitch popped foul back over the netting and hit the top of the press box. And now stays in the netting that goes from the press box back over to the backstop. Wonder if that's right in your shot, John. The 1-2 pitch, off speed, lifted in the air, into that gap in left center field. This is going to be trouble, and it is down. It'll be extra bases. Blake Hartman, the center fielder, cutting it off in the gap, getting it in, but not before Michael Lupus dives into second with a 2 RBI double, scoring Buber from third, Reisenweber from second, and Martinsburg strikes first, leading 2-0.
Now it's our first ball elevated into the outfield, and again, you just got to wonder, is that a routine play to the center fielder, Blake Hartman, in a normal night? A good piece of hitting. Sounded like he got good contact, but again, in a night like tonight, just get it in the air and you never know what's going to happen.
Third double on the season for Lupus. Picks up those 2 RBIs you talked about, number 6 and number 7. Clutch 2-out hit, and now it brings up Shine Knotts. Knotts the 6th, the Bulldog to hit in this first inning. Swings and lines it foul first base side. That's out of play for strike 1.
Knotts a .217 hitter. 5 hits on the season. That's in 23 at-bats. 7 walks, but also 12 strikeouts. So it's gone down swinging or looking. I'm sure a lot more than he or Coach Byler would like.
Still a couple of guys in Lupus and Shine that, while the average may not be where you want it to be, as he takes this pitch high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Look at the on-base percentages. Edwards was up around 417, Lupus up around 500, and Knotts up around 471. So there's base on balls helping to lift up the times that they're on base, even if they're not getting a hit. Knotts taking here. Pitch misses high for ball 2.
The Billy Bean approach. Just get on base.
That's all you got to do. Easier said than done.
Yes.
2-1 pitch hit in the air into right field. It's Kyle Lohr ranging over near the line and making the catch for out number 3. Still Martinsburg comes up with 3 hits, a leadoff single from Sifford, a single from Reisenweber, and the 2-out 2 RBI double from Michael Lupus. And as we go to the bottom half of inning number 1, it is Martinsburg 2, Musselman coming to bat.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
Well, as we are underway here, the Washington Nationals getting underway down in D.C., starting a weekend series, a 3-game set against the Miami Marlins. We are looking to join that game in progress after we wrap up our coverage here. We're heading to the bottom half of inning number 1, and the Musselman Applemen come to the plate down 2-0, towing the pitching rubber for Martinsburg, Caleb Edwards.
9 in the third on the mound this year so far. This is his second start. He has 3 games that he's been on the mound, so this is appearance number 4 on the season. A 0-0 record, a 4.50 ERA in that 9 in the third. 12 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned on the season. 6 strikeouts to 1 walk.
John Lester, by the way, making his first start as a National. Saw earlier today an email that we received saying that he had been added to the roster, and so he's on the hill and has gotten through the first half inning. 0-0 as the Nationals bat in D.C. First pitch in the bottom of the first here to the freshman, Kyle Lohr, and the right fielder takes strike 1.
As a Cubs fan, love to see the veteran lefty on the mound again.
Lohr swings from that left side, takes this one on the inside corner for a called strike 2.
Lohr, a .313 hitter, 10 for 32. Driven in 11, walked 6 times. 3 strikeouts in that leadoff spot.
Off-speed pitch stays high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, that's impressive as a freshman. Just 3 strikeouts in 32 at-bats so far on the varsity level.
Good discipline at the plate.
He's got a .450 on-base percentage. Edwards ready. Here's the pitch. A bouncer right back to Edwards, reaching high over his head. He pulls it in. Takes a little jog towards first base and makes an easier throw to Isaiah Morris in time for the out. Nice play defensively. Once you've thrown that baseball, you got to defend your position.
Seen both pitchers now in the first inning have to defend their position. That one a little bit easier for Caleb Edwards than what we saw Dylan Stevens have to do with that swinging bunt up the third base line. 1
down for Baden Hartman. A right-hand hitter takes the fastball on the outside corner is a strike. A freshman and then a sophomore, your top 2 hitters in the order. That's a young baseball team right now. Swing and a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Reisenweber, the shortstop, is there right at the fringe of the dirt in the outfield grass and makes that catch for out number 2.
So far, I've been impressed with the fielders handling these pop-ups. Obviously, you look at the double for Michael Lupus, and that one probably helped out a little bit by the wind pushing it to the left. And Blake Hartman probably makes that play on a normal night, but we've seen a fly out to right now to end the top of the first inning, and a good play by Jack Reisenweber handling the wind.
2 down for Blake Hartman, who takes down low for ball 1. Blake Hartman is a senior, the older brother of Baden. He's got on the red hoodie underneath of the jersey top on a chilly evening. Swings and misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's kind of one of those swings where both hands stay all the way through the zone. So one of those rare swings where every time he takes a cut, it's like, okay, if he makes contact, that's going a long way.
He swings and bounces this one foul, first base side, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one stays in play. One of the Bulldogs will head from that first base dugout to pick up the ball.
He's got a home run on the year.
Yeah.
See if he can elevate one to left field.
He's got power. Awaits that next pitch. Edwards ready. Here it is, a bouncing ball foul, this time over towards the third base dugouts.
And maybe it's just my eyes, but everybody that has that swing where you keep both hands on the bat all the way through that backswing, it just seems like every time they swing, it's as hard as it can possibly be, rather than the guys that have the hand come off on that follow-through.
Jason Worth was one of those guys in the bigs. Breaking pitch missing inside. Good eye by Hartman. Count now 2-2. Bases empty, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Martinsburg with a 2-0 lead. Hartman awaits. Here's the pitch. Fastball swing, and got just a piece of that one. Glanced off the mitt of Sifford, the catcher, rolled into the grass behind that dirt circle around home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, it remains. Hartman on his way to play college football in the fall. 2-2 delivery to the plate. High pop-up. That one going out into shallow center field. Ranging in on it, Shine Knotts. And moving to his left, he gets under it and makes the grab, and the side is retired. Good start for Caleb Edwards as he will set down the side in order. We are through 1 complete, and it's Musselman trailing Martinsburg 2-0.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood. All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
A 2-0 lead for Martinsburg as they come to the plate here in the top half of inning number 2. So far, so good as these teams have handled the cold and windy elements. A low-scoring start to this one, but as we saw last night, runs can come very quickly, and we saw that in the JV game as well. Bottom of the first inning, what was it, 10 runs put on the board by Musselman? They went on for the 17-5 win in that JV game.
And there was an argument of whether it was 11 or not.
Yes, and the scoreboard apparently only goes up to 9 in a given half inning. The scoreboard does the inning-by-inning scoring, but the display seems only big enough for 1 numeral. So they're not planning for very many 10-run half innings.
And so you look at the bottom of the first, and there was a 9, and then total runs, it was 10. You're going, all right, wait a minute, what's wrong here?
And then there was a thought, was it 11, as you said? No, it was actually 10.
Yeah, something doesn't belong here.
Well, here we go to the top of the second. The number 7 hitter, Jake Zittel, the DH for Martinsburg, standing in and takes a pitch away for ball 1.
Zittel came into last night's game with a 750 batting average, was 3 for 4.
Here's that next pitch. On the outside corner, count evens 1-1. And actually brought it down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, now hitting 500, 3 for 6. Had a couple of strikeouts last night as well.
Takes this one low and inside. Count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. And Zittel 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch and also drew a walk. Swings and sends this one high and deep into right field. That one's going to get over the head of Lohr and all the way to the fence. Zittel digging for second. He's going to make his turn. Here he comes. The relay throw. Will it be in time? No. He slides in safely. I believe, yes, with a triple. Took a moment for John Mason, who really stared it down before the base umpire eventually stuck the hands out and said, nope, he is there.
And you look at the frame of Zittel, and not a guy that you're going to imagine hitting a whole lot of triples, but he rounded second with a full head of steam.
A triple for Jake Zittel, and I'm looking at the numbers to make sure, but I'm imagining that is his first on the year. Yeah, he had one double coming in, no triples, no home runs. So he's taking care of one of those, the triple. Still maybe a chance for a home run the way this one is playing. Peyton DeMarco fouling away the first pitch for strike one.
Certainly showed the power on that hit.
DeMarco awaits. This one high and outside, 1-1 strike. So DeMarco, a senior, he's the starting right fielder in the number 8 spot in the order.
Working his way into the lineup tonight.
Takes a pitch inside that hits him in the back. He started to turn forward a little bit or move forward towards the plate and then realized he could not even get out of the way and just kind of twisted the body to take that one in the hip, and he is on at first, hit by the pitch. So a tough start here in this second inning for Dylan Stevens, although very similar to the first when Martinsburg's first two batters reached on hits. Eventually came around to score on a 2-out double from Michael Lupus. Hudson Clement, the batter. Runners at the corners, and the fastball high for ball one. Myers holding the runner on at first. Zittel at third, and Liam Wilson, the third baseman, about even with the bag, maybe a step in front. The next pitch on the way to Clement. Swings, fouls it into the screen right behind home plate. Had to be a pretty good shot, John, coming right back at you. Counted a ball and a strike to Clement, the junior, with a .222 average, 4 hits and 18 trips. Throw over to first, sending DeMarco back in on the dive. Strong wind continuing to blow. You can see the jerseys, pants on the umpires as that wind blows through. Pitch to the plate, taken for a strike, now 1-2, and then you look at the crowd and everybody is bundled up. So much for the later start to the high school baseball season, giving us more baseball weather. It still feels like it's March. The 1-2 strike pitch popped foul back over the press box. Clement fights it off and will face another 1-2 delivery.
Yeah, we've had 2 games so far where it's been nice weather, and this is game 5 for us on the year, and everything else you're going, okay, this should not be almost to May baseball weather.
Runner on the move towards second, a wave and a miss at the pitch. That looked like Hudson Clement just trying to maybe protect that runner and put the ball in play as he reached out and just kind of waved the bat at the pitch. He will go down on strikes. DeMarco will get a stolen base without the benefit of a throw. 1 away, but now 2 in scoring position.
Infield now moves in.
Strikeout number 2 for Stevens, now up to 10 on the season, and the first pitch to Landon Sifford, the Bulldog leadoff hitter, in there for a strike. Sifford had a single that he ripped past the third baseman his first time up, turns on this one and bounces it foul third base side. Count at 0-2, and Musselman playing the infield in.
And first base still open. So it's not like they are going to be able to force an out at the plate here if it's a ground ball.
Next delivery, a fastball high and outside. 1-2 now to the sophomore leadoff hitter, Landon Sifford.
Big hole up the middle with the infield playing in, so if Sifford can send one back up the middle, he's going to have a lot of room to do so.
Oh, swing and a miss at the 1-2 delivery. Stevens pulled the string on him, had him out in front, and that's back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, 3 now so far for Stevens on the evening. Came in with 8, now in double digits. He's at 11 on the season.
So after the triple and then the hit by pitch, back-to-back Ks, and it's going to take another 2-out hit for Martinsburg to score. And Reisenweber is the batter, and he takes down low, ball 1.
Reisenweber, a single to right field in his first at-bat, would later come around to score on the 2 RBI double from Michael Lupus.
1-0 pitch, and it's a high bouncer back up the middle, leaping into the air and trying to pull it in is Hartman, the shortstop, but it's in and out of his glove, trickles out into center field, and a pair of runs will score. Zittel easily able to score, leaving on contact to head to the plate, but also DeMarco, who was at second, able to turn and score, and Martinsburg puts 2 more on the board and now lead it 4-0.
What do we think, infield single? I mean, I'm not sure even if he comes down with that one, with as many bounces as it took to get to Hartman, I'm thinking that's an infield single and 1 RBI.
Here comes the pitch to Isaiah Morris, and it misses high and outside for ball 1. Let's check with Scott Jenkins on the other end, the official scorer in this one. I'm looking at a single and an error, 1 RBI, and the other run scores on the error as that one went in and out of the mitt of the shortstop. And he reluctantly gave me that nod because it went against Musselman, but he was in agreement. Count now at 1 ball and 1 strike to Morris. Big left-hand batter stands in, swings, bounces one towards the second baseman. Simpson over to his left, has it, and the throw to first is in time to get him. So Morris on the 1-1 pitch will bounce out 4-3, brings the inning to a close, but the damage is done as Martinsburg puts 2 more on the board. We are through an inning and a half with your score, Martinsburg 4, Musselman nothing.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Since 1877, Farmers & Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers & Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers & Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
So Martinsburg plates a pair in each of their first 2 at-bats. Caleb Edwards staked to the 4-0 lead. Musselman to the plate, bottom half of inning number 2, and it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters as Edwards set them down in order in that first inning.
Yeah, and did so on just 13 pitches. He'd like to duplicate that effort.
They are moving to the top of the second inning down in D.C. Nationals and Marlins still scoreless again. We'll take you to that one in progress as we wrap up here. Jacob Miller in the right-hand batter's box. Watches a fastball miss high for ball 1. Junior catcher in the cleanup spot. A .424 average, 2 homers, 15 driven in. Swings, grounds it towards the third baseman. Lupus over to his left, fields it on that about waist-high bounce, and then makes the throw to first in time to get him.
Yeah, good play by Lupus, moving his left, read the bounces very well, and ended up making sure he kept his body in front and using that body to kind of shield the wind a little bit, I'm guessing, too, as he made sure that one went into the glove. And a good, strong throw, good stretch by Morris at first. And another efficient batter for Caleb Edwards, just 2 pitches.
Yeah, when that came off the bat, I thought I had a chance to get through. Nice play by Lupus. First pitch to Jason Myers is in there for strike 1.
And look how quickly Edwards gets back into the windup. He's ready to go. He's in his zone.
Misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Myers, the second of the 2 freshmen in the lineup. Kyle Lohr, the other, in the leadoff spot. Pitch to the plate, hit high in the air, pretty deep into left center field. Wind's going to carry that one. Long run for everybody, and they won't get there. Takes a bounce towards the warning track where Canby cuts it off, and the left fielder getting it back in as Myers stops at second with a 1-out double. There you go, his 3rd double of the season.
Get one into the air going towards left field and let it ride. That one bounce in the base of the wall, and nothing Canby or Knotts could do in the outfield except turn and burn and run that one down. Good relay getting it in, and they stand-up double for Myers with 1 down. Musselman now a hit on the board.
So Trevor Bohr into the left-hand batter's box. The sophomore swings through, strike 1.
And Edwards has done a good job of finding the zone tonight. I would have only 5 pitches that have missed the zone through an inning and a third. Down in that strike zone and making his infield and outfield work.
Misses this one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Yeah, he's only gone to a 2-ball count on 1 of the first 5 batters that he faced, and that was Blake Hartman, who fouled off a couple of 2-2 pitches before popping out into shallow center. Swing and a miss at the 1-1. 1-2 to Bohr, who's got 7 hits in 21 at-bats. That's a .333 average. No homers, 7 driven in.
Look at that walk number, Matt.
2. Pardon me. 8.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was looking at
I
the wrong
had 8
column.
on mine.
Well, here he takes a strike on the inside corner and strikes out for just the 4th time this season. Must have been looking for something different, and Edwards crossed him up. Good-looking pitch. 2 down. That runner still in scoring position at second. And Jackson Shockey to the plate. I looked 1 batter up and went 2. No, Bohr has 8 walks. First pitch, good breaking pitch. Shockey takes on the inside corner for a strike.
It looked like that moving more up and down than maybe left to right.
Edwards will look at the runner at second, now come to the plate. Tried that inside corner again, but missed. Inside, 1-1. 4-0 Martinsburg. Musselman batting, bottom half of inning number 2. Sun back out, shadows stretching across the field from the first base line towards left. Pitch down low, gets away from Sifford. He has no idea where it is, still doesn't know. Turning third, Myers heads to the plate. Look at that, he'll score. Jason Myers then kind of backpedaling, having some fun after crossing the plate, headed over towards the dugout, ends up falling over on his backside. Boy, how do you like that? A ball in the dirt that will be a 2-base wild pitch.
I was going to say 180-foot stolen base.
That's crazy. But that was one of those where, again, we said there's a lot of foul territory, and Sifford just could not find the baseball. Swinging away as action back underway, Jackson Shockey fouls the 2-1 pitch off the first base side.
And that's one where the infield's got to be screaming. Obviously, as a catcher, you go when the bounces away with this deep backstop and as wide as it is. That's where you need the infield screaming, hey, the ball's back there, because he and Edwards both no idea. After Edwards following through, really no idea where that baseball went. The infield's got to be screaming right there.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Right down the middle, but below the knees. It is ball 3. Good at bat by Shockey to get it full. Shockey with 4 walks to go along with his 7 hits, a .250 average, a .417 on base percentage. Here comes that delivery low and outside. Shockey draws the walk.
Just the second walk allowed by Caleb Edwards this year.
He came in with a great ratio of 6 Ks to 1 walk. He's added a K in this one and now a walk. Musselman trying to get a little more going here with the bottom of the order. The pitcher and number 8 hitter Dylan Stevens up. 2 outs, a runner at first, and a run already in. And the pitch to the plate, missing for a ball.
We mentioned the amazing control early on by Caleb Edwards, and now having a little bit of trouble finding that strike zone.
Stevens, another sophomore in the starting lineup. Right-hand batter takes a strike, and the count evens 1-1. He's got 5 hits in 28 at-bats. That's a .179 average. No homers, 1 driven in. Has drawn 3 walks for a .250 on-base percentage. Swings through the 1-1. Now a ball and 2 strikes. 4-1 the lead for Martinsburg. A runner at first. Edwards trying to pitch out of this inning. Induces a pop-up on the infield, and it's Reisenweber, the shortstop, who calls for it, and pretty much right where he would normally play, stepping into about the middle of the dirt, makes that grab, and the side is retired. Still a double for Jason Myers, and then scoring on a 2-base wild pitch as the catcher Landon Sifford could not find the baseball. And in the end, that run will be the only one for Musselman as we go to inning number 3. It's Martinsburg 4 and Musselman 1.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, running our TV10 camera. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Donald Kinney at the studio. Our engineer is Colin McLaughlin. Martinsburg plating 2 in the first, added 2 more in the second. Musselman getting their first run in the bottom of the second as we go to the top half of inning number 3 with your play-by-play. Here's Matt.
Thank you, sir. 47 pitches is what it's taken Dylan Stevens to get through the first 2 innings. If he wants a deep run in this one, I would imagine this would have to be a pretty quick inning, either this or the next as we are on the top of inning number 3. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up for Martinsburg. That's pitcher Caleb Edwards, Michael Lupus, and Shine Knotts. Edwards steps in, the tall right-handed batter, a strikeout victim. Strikeout on a 3-2 pitch, his first at-bat back in inning number 1. Takes a strike on the outside of the plate.
Matt checking in again on the Nationals. Good start for John Lester. 2 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Bottom of the second in D.C., still scoreless between the Nats and the Fish.
The 0-1 driven to the first baseman off the palm of the glove of Jason Myers, but he's able to keep it in front, only about a step and a half off the bag. He works to his left and steps on that bag for out number 1.
Hey, good composure there as that one caught on him very quickly. As you said, hit the heel of the glove, rolled up the wrist and a little bit to his left, but he didn't panic, knew right where it was.
Kept it right in front. When you play first base, really all you got to do in that situation is make sure you knock it down because you're beating anybody to the bag. Michael Lupus steps in. The righty takes ball 1 outside low and away. A RBI, 2 RBI double to left center field, his first at-bat. The 1-0, this one above the letters and a bit inside, ball 2.
I wonder if Stevens...
Yeah, probably working around him a bit.
Being a little cautious at least.
Here comes that 2-0, a swing and a miss, strike 1. That head turned out, and you could see that body really twist towards left center field. He was trying to drive another one. And can't blame him. Ready with that 2-1 pitch. Here is Stevens. Lupus again lifts one into left center field. Moving over is Blake Harbin, the center fielder, and he will reach up and make the catch. 2 down.
It just kept going back as the wind carried that one, but read off the bat nicely by Blake Hartman and able to track it down. Look, this is a big ballpark. 320 down the lines, 375 to straightaway center, and we understand it goes out to about 360 into those power alleys. That's a lot of room out there.
Shine Knott steps in, today's starting center fielder. Flew out to right field to end the first inning and takes ball 1 alone away.
On a good start for Stevens in each of the first 2 at-bats for Martinsburg. The first 2 batters got on.
Ready with that 1-0. This one lifted again into shallow right field. 3 moving over. It's going to be the second baseman reaching out. And is it foul? It is. Right past the outstretched glove of Sam Simpson. And not something we thought we'd see today is a ball going towards right field. And it stays going right. We thought those balls would be pushed more towards the field. But Simpson reaching out. And I'm not sure if it deflected off the tip of his glove or not. But ends up bouncing in foul territory. Count now 1-1 to Shine Knotts.
Yeah, certainly seemed like he got that glove on it. One that Jason Myers at first just could not seem to find as he turned and was going back.
Breaking ball on the 1-1. That's in for strike 2. That one finding the bottom right corner of the zone. Out of the windup. Middle of that rubber. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one lifted out of play. back towards the softball field behind us to the right. These two teams, or these two schools rather, also in competition in that field right now at the varsity level. Do that 1-2 again. Here it comes, a swing and a sharply hit foul ball, hitting the screen in front of the Musselman dugout.
How far out in front of that pitch was he?
An awful lot.
Yeah, that one was in on his hands, and yet he somehow got the barrel on it and turned and hit it. Good grief. The angle, I'm not a mathematician, but that is some angle to get it over there.
Here comes that 1-2 again. Another one fouled off. Pitch 7 of the at-bat coming up, and a heck of an at-bat for Shine Knotts.
And you might think a left-hand batter would be late on a pitch and spray one to the opposite dugout where they're located here, but not often that you see the right-hand hitter turning on one enough to hit it over into that dugout area.
And not a mathematician, but maybe a math magician.
There you go. You do magic with numbers, huh?
Close to the plate is Shine Knotts. Here comes that 1-2 breaking ball. Thought it was going to hit him the way it was coming in. Broke at the last second. And the 1-2 misses inside. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Would have been interesting had it hit him because he really did not make any effort to move.
He was willing to wear that one and find first base. Here's the break even on the 2-2. Counts run full. Heck of an at-bat for Shine Knotts.
Yeah, 9th pitch of that at-bat should be coming up, and way to make him work after he had retired the first 2 batters on just 6 pitches.
Here comes the 3-2. That one low and inside, ball 4. Best at-bat we've seen today.
8 times now this season, Shine Knotts has drawn a walk. So he's got a good eye at the plate. He's also struck out 12 times, but able to watch that one inside for ball 4.
Jacob Zittel hit a triple his first at-bat. Quick throw back over to first. Back in on the head first dive is Knotts.
That's close play at first. That's a nice throw over from Stevens.
And so nice they'll do it again.
Stevens very good at that move where the runner's just starting to get off the base, and it's a quick surprise throw over, maybe catch him leaning.
Ready with that first pitch to Zittel, a breaking ball in for strike 1. The triple for Zittel lifted deep into right field. He rounded second with a full head of steam and beat the throw in by a couple of seconds. Check swing at the plate.
Came off the bat.
I was going to say, waiting for the indication. No foul ball indicator, but staying at first base is Shine Knotts. So the count now 0-2 to the DH today. Number 7 batter in the lineup. Stands in the middle of the box. That front foot a little further in than the back foot for Jacob Zittel. On the move. And going into second base with ease will be Shine Knotts as the 0-2 bounces away from Jacob Miller.
I didn't get a chance to say it, but was thinking with 2 strikes on Zittel and 2 outs in this situation, why not put that runner in motion, try to get into scoring position? Picked a great pitch to steal on.
Here comes the 1-2. This one driven down the third base line, gets past the glove of Liam Wilson, rounding third, and now heading home is Shine Knotts in an RBI single with 2 outs for Jacob Zittel. And how big is putting Knotts on the move there?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's why you do it. I mean, even if Zittel were to strike out on that pitch while Knotts is trying to steal, well, so what? That was going to end the inning anyway, and so with 2 strikes on him, why not put that man in motion, try to make something happen, and you did. 3 runs batted in on the season now for Zittel.
And Matt, all 5 runs for Martinsburg as the first pitch to Peyton DeMarco high and outside, ball 1. All 5 runs tonight on 2 outs.
Yep.
DeMarco steps in, was hit by a pitch, his first at-bat. Takes ball 2 inside.
Yeah, way inside. He ducked out of the way as that one kind of went over top of him.
Check back over to first. If that one's on target, they may get Zittel leaning. He was just getting back. Had not yet gotten back to the bag as a check back over skips away from the first baseman, Jason Myers. Zittel's going to stay where he is. And Myers able to run it down. It was just in shallow right field.
And Zittel might be catching his breath because that first dive back in, he hit and his feet kind of popped up off the dirt behind him, like, ugh.
Wasn't quite a slide, more of just a flop.
That hurt me watching it.
2-0 pitch to DeMarco. That one inside, 3-0. And DeMarco, who was hit his first at-bat, has got to be going, what have I done to to warrant all this attention. 3-0, 2 down. Runner at first base is Jacob Zittel. 1 run across here in the top of the third for Martinsburg already. Here comes the 3-0, and this one hits DeMarco. Is there some beef between DeMarco and Stevens we don't know about?
No, just a pitch that got away from him, trying to come up and in, and it ended up catching him in that front left shoulder as he twisted so that the ball caromed off the back of the shoulder and then to the backstop. So Martinsburg with a couple of guys on now. And, you know, Matt, you hit something that Coach Byler's been talking to us about as far as trying to get runs and trying to be more consistent with doing what? Getting clutch hits, bringing guys in when they're in scoring position. So for them to be able to score all of these runs so far tonight with 2 outs shows that this team is growing and developing the way he and the staff want them to.
Well, it's been 2 runs each inning until now. 1 so far. Hudson Clement looking to make it 2 again as he rips one to the third baseman and a backhanded stab for Liam Wilson. His feet never moved, but the glove did. And that retires the side. 1 run comes across in the top of the third for Martinsburg. Bottom of the third. When we come back, they lead Musselman 5-1.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. Martinsburg's lead is 5-1 as we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Caleb Edwards, pretty efficient so far. 32 pitches thrown, a strikeout, and the only run to come across coming following a double for Jason Myers and then a wild pitch that nobody could find between Edwards and his catcher, Landon Sifford. And it turned into a 180-foot wild pitch that allowed Jason Myers to come and score all the way from second, rounded third, and no doubt about it. He said, they still have no idea where it is. I'm going to beat them to the plate. Liam Wilson, as it's 9-1-2 due up in the inning. The third baseman steps in. First pitch to him, lifted off the handle to the shortstop, Jack Reisenweber. He backs into left center field, shallow left center, and makes the play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Once again, we see the shortstop handling the pop-up in the wind. That is the 3rd time that there's been a pop-out to Jack Reisenweber, and he has had 0 issues despite the very windy conditions.
And we've seen really nobody has trouble with that. It's been balls that have been hit as this one roped to Reisenweber on the dive and makes the catch. That one trailing away from Jack Reisenweber. He worked to his right, our left, and in a full sprawl makes the catch. Great play by Jack Reisenweber. Put a star in your scorebook in 2 pitches, 2 down here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, outstanding play. A lot of range there to his right, and then perfectly timed to reach across his body and make the backhand stab on the dive.
Brings in Baden Hartman. He steps in, takes ball 1 inside.
Got to try to take a couple of pitches here and make Edwards work at least a little.
And this is only pitch number 4 of the inning coming up. That one low, ball 2. Jack Reisenweber, this is your inning.
So far, it's his game defensively.
Yeah. He's done very well. The senior, in one of the toughest positions out there at short, has done very well from what we've seen this year.
Part of 4 outs so far.
Yeah, that 2-0 catches the outside part of the plate about thigh high. Strike 1. Count now 2-1 to the number 2 hitter, Baden Hartman. Here comes that 2-1 pitch and a strike called again. Very similar location. Count even 2-2.
He's been a part of half of the outs recorded so far. 8 outs, and he's been in on 4 of them.
That's good math there, Matt. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Maybe you are a mathematician. The 2-2 and a called strike, 3 at the knees. They go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the third, and Martinsburg back up to bat for the top of the fourth when we come back. It's the Dogs 5, the Applemen 1.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Top of inning number 4, Martinsburg leading Musselman on the road 5-2-1. 2 runs in the top of the first and second for the Dogs. 1 run in the top of the third. Musselman's lone run coming in the bottom of inning number 2. And Matt, what is our storyline through 3?
Let's see. For Martinsburg, 5 runs on 6 hits. No errors. They've stranded 4, leaving 3 in scoring position. Musselman, no runs on 2 hits. They've committed 1 error and left just 1 base runner, and that runner was not in scoring position. And as you said, Martinsburg 2-2-1 as they have put runs on the board in each of their first 3 at-bats.
What's going on in D.C.?
Not much. They have now wrapped up the 3rd inning there. They are ahead of us in that ball game that started just a couple of minutes after us. They have ended 3 and are into the top of the 4th already.
So they're on pace with us.
Well, they're
not
on pace
ahead of us.
Well,
We're
they
in the
are
top
just
of the 4th
slightly
too.
because they're already into the top of the 4th inning. But after 3, it's still 0-0. Lester has given up 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts through 3 innings.
And I'm willing to bet no throws over to first. The man does not pick off at first base. Back to the top of the order, 1-2-3 due up. It's Landon Sifford who sends one into center field, and that's in for a base hit. First pitch he sees in the top of the 4th, and it's a single for Martinsburg and a leadoff runner on.
Second time that Sifford has had a single to start off an inning. He did it to get the game underway in the first, came around to score after a strikeout in the second. He delivers this hit up the middle, and we'll see the courtesy runner again, Carson Buber, take over at first.
And this is the 3rd time in 4 innings that Martinsburg has had that leadoff runner on. Brings up Jack Reisenweber. Defensive star today for Martinsburg. One bounces in front of the catcher, Jacob Miller, for ball 1, and making it to second with ease is Carson Buber. So he is now in scoring position with nobody out.
Matt, I was looking into the bullpen down the left field line. Nobody is loosening, but we would have 73 pitches now being thrown by Dylan Stevens in this one.
That one ripped into left field, and that's going to get over the head of Bohr. It is going to hit the bottom of the fence, rounding third, and coming home is Carson Buber. Martinsburg puts another run on the board. It's 6-1 on the RBI double for Jack Reisenweber.
A couple of runs batted in now for Reisenweber in this one. He's got 5 RBI on the season, and Martinsburg continues the hit parade up to 8 hits now through their first 3+ at-bats. I mean, nobody out yet in this 4th inning.
Lefty Isaiah Moore stands in that open stance, a runner in scoring position. A swing and a miss as that front foot pulled out, and so did the head.
You know what they're inching ever closer to?
I'm not going to say it.
9 runs, baby. If they score more than 1, they score 9 or more. That's the way it's gone so far for Martinsburg this season.
Bat 0-1 outside, count even 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind continues to blow here. Pretty sure probably across the Eastern Panhandle, really Mid-Atlantic region. A check swing at the plate, or just kind of threw the knob at it. Missed outside. Good hold for Morris. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Reisenweber gets that lead off second base. Here comes the 2-1 to Morris. And he takes it high and outside. Ball 3.
Second baseman Sam Simpson ranging over in behind the second base bag, trying to keep the runner close, then sprinting back into position.
At 3-1, misses outside. Ball 4.
It's a tough thing for that second baseman to do when you got a left-hand hitter up, to make sure you get back over where you really want to be, far enough towards first base. And, well, it looks like we will have a pitching change. No one loosening because our new pitcher is already on the field.
It looks like Trevor Bohr going to come in from left field. Not sure if that's the pitch or if that's to just change around the defense a little bit, but we do know it will be Bohr coming in to pitch from left field.
And it looks like Liam Wilson is going to head to the outfield, so he would go to left. That would leave third base open, where you would assume Dylan Stevens will likely go.
We will get the full changes as the warm-up pitch is now underway. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 60-second break, and back with more from Appleman Park. It is 6-1 Martinsburg in the top of the fourth. We're back in 60 seconds.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
It is Trevor Bohr coming in relief. Moving to left field was the starting third baseman Liam Wilson, and pitcher Dylan Stevens moves to third base. Dylan Stevens, 3 innings on the mound, 8 hits, giving up 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hit batters. Both the same batter, Peyton DeMarco.
On 79 pitches we would have thrown by Stevens, 46 of those for strikes, and that's a bunch in each, in 26 in the first, 21 in the second, 24 in the third, and then adding 8 pitches, and those 8 pitches to 3 different batters who have singled, doubled, walked, and a run is already in, and 2 more on the bases.
It's Caleb Edwards stepping in. The righty is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. 1 runner in scoring position, 2 runners on as the first pitch from Bohr. That one getting away from Jacob Miller, and now 2 runners in scoring position as both will advance. It's Jack Reisenweber to third and Isaiah Morris to second.
There you go, 2 more in a scoring position, and you imagine they're going to pull that infield in to see if they could cut down a run at the plate, even with first base open. That is the case.
Out of the windup, here's the 1-0, a ground ball to the shortstop. It is Hartman up with it, fires over to first, and a bit of a stretch for Myers, but able to corral it in for out number 1, and the runners have to hold with a sharply hit ball to shortstop and the infield playing in.
There you go. That's just what the doctor ordered. Nice play by Baden Hartman. Throw a little bit high. Nice stretch at first by Myers, but look that runner back. Make sure he doesn't break for the plate and get the outs.
Michael Lupus stands in. First pitch to him, a strike that looked like it was tailing away from Jacob Miller as it got to him.
Matt Bohr making his 6th appearance on the mound this season.
Here comes the 0-1 to Lupus, a breaking ball. That's in for strike 2. That one catching the outer edge of the plate. And Bohr take away that first pitch, and pretty efficient since.
He is 1-0 with a 2.15 ERA.
Here comes the 0-2. This one fouled off as Michael Lupus, well out in front of that one, is able to foul it off back towards the softball field. Count remains 0-2.
Bohr has thrown 13 innings, second most on the team so far this year, giving up 10 runs but only 4 earned on 14 hits.
The 0-2 lifted into center field. Hartman working back. This should score a run. Tagging up at third is Jack Reisenweber. The throw coming in towards the plate, but will be cut off. Reisenweber scores from a third, and Martinsburg's lead out to 6. That's 7-1. The relay holding Isaiah Morris at second, but a sacrifice fly by Michael Lupus and an RBI sac fly to make it 7-1 Martinsburg.
And that will give him 3 runs batted in on the day. Lifts his total up to 8 on the season. Martinsburg continues to stretch out the lead. 17 strikeouts to just 9 walks for Bohr coming in.
Shine Knotts takes ball 1 inside. And Martinsburg right back on pace with 2 runs in this inning. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, now 2 so far in the fourth. The 1-0, a swing and a miss. Strike 1 for the center fielder, Shine Knotts. Knotts has walked and come around to score a run.
I thought you were going to admit back on pace for 9 runs in this
game.
No,
that is your fun number. I'm sticking with the 2s tonight. Out of the stretch. Bohr comes set. Here comes the 1-1, a breaking ball. That one misses. Ball 2. Missed a bit low.
And Musselman trying to avoid a 3-game slide. They had won back-to-back in a 2-team doubleheader prior to those 2 losses.
That 2-1, a check swing at the plate, and he did not go around. It's a ball called at the plate. Count now 3-1.
I would agree. I didn't think that he went around. I wondered, though, on the location of that pitch, if it had caught that inside edge or not, but it was a little up and in.
Hitters count here on 3-1. Let's see if Knotts has the green light. He does not, as that one well high above the letters. Ball 4.
And this will make the 4th batter for Bohr to face since coming in. Got the ground out, sacrifice fly out, now puts another runner on, so runners at first and second.
And Martinsburg has scored in each inning with 2 outs. Have not yet here in this inning is the first pitch to Jacob Zittel outside, ball 1. Zittel hoping to keep that streak alive tonight. 2-out hitting and hitting with runners in scoring position. He's got 1. Standing at second base in Isaiah Morris. That 1-0 misses. Ball 2.
Well, Zittel's having himself a night. A triple, a single, a run scored, a run driven in, and a chance for more here.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That missing inside. Maybe also a little bit low, ball 3.
He didn't like that batting average dropping yesterday from 750 down to 500. He came back today with a vengeance.
Yeah, it'll creep back up. 3-0 pitch here. And that one high and outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Trevor Bohr, and brings up Peyton DeMarco. And of the last 9 pitches, 8 of them have missed the zone.
Don't look now. The bases are loaded. No place to put him. Let's see if DeMarco can come up with another one of those clutch hits for the Dogs, or if Bohr can get out of the inning.
DeMarco rips one. Is it there? It is down the third base line. 1 run going to score. It's Isaiah Morris being waved around third base. Coming in to score is Shine Knotts. And Jacob Zittel being waved around. There's going to be a play at the plate, or no, cut off. And Martinsburg 3 runs on the 3 RBI double for Peyton DeMarco.
He had 1 run batted in prior to that opportunity at the plate, and he came through in a clutch way. And Martinsburg has now gone over that 9-run total.
And they are at 10. And still not out of the inning yet. Peyton DeMarco at second. Back to the bottom of the order. It's Hudson Clement who takes ball 1 outside.
Matt, you can now close the book on the starter Dylan Stevens in his 3+ innings. 8 runs allowed on those 8 hits with 3 strikeouts, a walk, and a couple of hit batters.
Hudson Clement lifts one foul down the third base line out of play. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
9 guys to the plate in this half inning for Martinsburg. We saw that yesterday. So they had back-to-back innings where they sent 10 to the plate. So this Martinsburg offense beginning to warm up.
Here comes the 1-1 from Bohr. This one high and outside, ball 2. And Bohr, again, just having trouble finding the zone. And when he does, it's been hit pretty well. Sacrifice fly in the inning for Lupus, and then a rope double, and this one lifted into center field for Hudson Clement. Working back on it is Blake Hartman, and that's the first time we have really seen the wind affect one as Hartman working in on it at the last minute, having to come back with the damage done in the inning. 5 runs in the top of inning number 4. Martinsburg leads Musselman 10-1, bottom of the 5th when we come back.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. 5 runs in the top of inning number 4. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Musselman needing some runs as they're in danger of getting run ruled this evening.
I got the text reminder. Zittel, offensive lineman, showing some speed.
Love that. As a former offensive lineman, love that.
Yeah, a triple, a single, a walk, a couple of runs scored. Yeah, motoring around the bases.
It'll be 3-4-5 for Musselman here in the bottom of inning number 4. Blake Hartman, Jacob Miller, and Jason Myers. Blake Hartman steps in. He flew out to center field his first at-bat. 1 hit so far for the Appleman. As Hartman steps in, Caleb Edwards out for his 4th inning of work. First pitch to Hartman, low ball 1.
And just 39, or well now with that one, 40 pitches thrown by Caleb Edwards. 26 have been for strikes. He's been on his game.
Here comes that 1-0, low and away, ball 2.
Well, let's see what happens in the 4th. Musselman went in order in the 1st, but then in that 2nd inning, got a base hit, a walk, and a 2-base wild pitch to score their run, then went in order in the 3rd, so maybe in this 4th they get something going.
This one quickly bounced foul down the 3rd base line on the 2-1, or the 2-0, now 2-1. Hartman steps back in. Edwards out of the windup, infield normal depth. Here comes that 2-1. It's lifted to the right side of the infield. Moving over is Isaiah Morris. Is he going to have room? Is that one pushed back as he was all the way over at the fence? And at the last minute, the wind pushing that one to the right of Isaiah Morris makes a good adjustment for out number 1.
Yeah, that's a very nice play for the big fella. Isaiah Morris stayed with it all the way as he ran towards that dugout, as you said, and then had to kind of do a little bit of a circle and work his way back towards the field, but made the catch.
Catcher Jacob Miller steps in. A ground out to 3rd base, his first at-bat. Breaking ball, check swing at the plate, and our home plate umpire going to call that check swing. He did go around, strike 1. No reason to appeal to John Mason there.
Clearly fooled by that pitch.
Yeah, here comes the 0-1, a swing and a miss, strike 2.
Now you look at Musselman through the course of the season, held to just a run in a loss against Morgantown, held to just a run in a second loss against Morgantown.
Here comes that 0-2 just off the plate, ball 1.
Held to just a run in that 11-1 loss against Hedgesville. So 3 times have been held right where they are right now with just 1 run. Otherwise, have scored more than that in each game.
That 1-2 sent foul. Again, hitting the front of the 3rd base dugout. That one off the handle of Jacob Miller. I'm sure that one stings a little bit on a night like tonight. Let's do that 1-2 again.
Outside of those 3 one-run games, they scored 4 a couple, 5 in one, and then more than that the rest of the way.
1-2, a swing and a miss as Miller went high and inside on the swing, and a good chase pitch for Caleb Edwards as it worked. The strikeout, his 3rd of the evening.
Yeah, he struck out 1 now in each of the last 3 innings. Did not strike out a batter in setting down Musselman in order in the first. We got the strikeout of Bohr looking in the second, the strikeout of Hartman looking in the third, and this, the first strikeout swinging.
Ball one low and inside to Jason Myers. Again, 1, 2, 3 in the first, 1, 2, 3 in the third. See if he can do it here in the fourth. A swing of the ball foul back to the backstop. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike to Myers. Myers, the only hit today for Musselman. It was a double to deep center field. Little left center on the hit, and he would come around to score on a wild pitch. A breaking ball outside to Myers. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
Not just any wild pitch.
The wildest of wild. The 2-1, a check swing at the plate, and it hit the knob of the bat. So that's a foul ball. It was a check swing, and wasn't sure whether it got the arm or whether it got the knob of the bat. But our home plate umpire, Dave Boyd, indicating it was on the swing. It was the knob of the bat, so the count even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's just a tough break.
Yeah. How small the knob of baseball that is. And on a check swing where you're trying to hold up, ends up being a foul ball anyway, but not an out. So it does see another pitch. Here comes the 2-2 with 2 outs. A fastball. That one lifted foul out of play down the first baseline. Count stays 2-2.
Looking at the wins for Martinsburg, they have yet to hold an opponent to just 1 run. The lowest run output that they have allowed is 3, and they've done that twice.
Breaking ball in the 2-2. This one lifted over the head of Jack Reisenweber into left field. So a 2-strike protection pitch turns into a 2-out single for Jason Myers. He's got 2 hits on the day, and Matt, that's the Musselman offense.
And there it is. He's got both of their base hits. The first one came with 1 out in that second inning, and eventually he scored. This one with 2 outs, and so Trevor Bohr going to try to keep things going.
Bohr steps in. He struck out looking on 4 pitches. His first at-bat. That came following the double by Myers back in the second. First pitch to him outside. That fastball missing, ball 1.
Seen Edwards fall behind a couple of batters in this inning. More so than what we had seen through the first 3 when he would get that first pitch in there for a strike.
Here comes that 1-0. That one just off the plate, ball 2.
Yeah, good eye by Bohr to leave that one alone.
Bohr just some of the, or make that Edwards adjusting some of the dirt on the mound. Getting his lead off first is Myers. That 2-0, well outside, ball 3.
Tell you, give credit to all of these players out there on a cold and very windy night. Man, that wind continuing to blow consistently in the 20, 25, up to 30-mile-an-hour range. We were told gusts would be anywhere to 50 miles an hour throughout the evening and up to 60 in the overnight hours.
Here comes that 3-0, high and inside, ball 4. So a little 2-out magic here for Musselman. See if they can play to run. Again, if Martinsburg were to score, if the score stays how it is, 10-1, Martinsburg scores 1 in the top of the 5th. It will be down to the final 3 outs for the Applemen, so they would like to scrape away some runs here, and a good opportunity as Jackson Shockey steps in.
How about Bohr's 9th walk of the season? Actually has more walks than he does hits. 7 hits, 9 base on balls.
First pitch to Shockey is a fastball chopped up the middle, bouncing off of Reisenweber. Grabbing it at second base is Hudson Clement, and somehow close enough to the bag to just reach out with that left foot and get Trevor Bohr before he got to second base. What a backup by Hudson Clement. No runs come across in the bottom of the 4th for Musselman. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. It is Martinsburg 10, Musselman 1.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit trippsfloorsanding.com.
Baden Hartman.
Welcome back in. Another pitching change. Looks like Baden Hartman is on the mound for the Applemen. So for Trevor Bohr, it was 1 inning of work, 1 hit, 2 runs given up, no strikeouts, and 2 walks. That's Hartman, who is playing short. Looking to see if I can tell who's at short right now. Dylan Stevens is at shortstop now, so let's keep going around the infield. Who's at third?
Now playing shortstop, Dylan Stevens. Now at third base, Liam Wilson. And left field is Trevor Bohr.
So Bohr goes
so we're now moving back to original positions as we get the defensive updates here. Baden Hartman, the younger brother of Blake Hartman. And for Martinsburg, 1 run would go a long way here. Any runs would go a long way here. And for Musselman, they got to find a way to retire the side here without a run coming across.
Yeah, that's it. An opportunity for Martinsburg to plate at least 1, maybe a few more here to really put the pressure on Musselman to make this a mercy rule shortened game. This Martinsburg team has scored 9 or more runs. Well, I should say 9 runs twice. They have scored 12 runs once, 14 runs once, and 16 runs once.
It's Landon Sifford leading it off at the top of the order. 1, 2, 3 due up for the Dogs. A hole up the middle of the infield. First pitch to Sifford. Misses low and away. Ball 1.
Boy, what a difference it is when you're putting the ball in play and making things happen and hitting around.
Here comes the 1-0-2 Sifford. That does catch the outside of the plate. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sifford is up for the 4th time in the leadoff spot, while Kyle Lora's had 2 at-bats so far for Musselman.
Here comes that 1-1. This one lets it out of play over top of the broadcast booth here. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now the 8, 9, and 1 hitters are due in the bottom of the 5th inning for Musselman, so Lora will get that 3rd at-bat coming up. But
here comes the 1-2, a breaking ball, and that one not breaking soon enough. Missing inside, maybe also a bit high. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sifford flinched,
yeah,
but let it go by.
Break-even pitch here on the 2-2 breaking ball. This one off the end of the bat, lined out to Sam Simpson at second base, 1 down.
Yeah, nice play on a sinking liner as he came in, reached down, and made the catch. Almost a basket type of catch.
Brings up Jack Reisenweber in the number 2 spot. Reisenweber today has just gone 3 for 3, 2 RBI, and scored 2 runs. Not a bad day, and not over yet. He steps in. First pitch to him is a called strike.
Well, and you're only talking about half of his game, because when you look back through, he's been a part of now 5 different putouts in this ball game and made that great backhand diving catch on a line drive at short.
That 0-1 breaking ball, missing low and away, ball 1. And he has certainly been fun to watch this year and last summer. A couple different teams he played for, including the Hornby Hornets, who we got to cover last summer. There's that 1-1 pitch, again low and away, ball 2. The Hornets going back to Berkeley Post 14, play American Legion this summer. Hope to bring you those games as well.
And a young man that has the aspirations to play on that next level.
Ready with the 2-1. Here comes from Harbin. That one upstairs, ball 3.
Good eye. Couldn't get him to go after that one. It was just above the strike zone.
Only 4 strikeouts on the season for Reisenweber. So a good eye at the plate. Here comes that 3-1, a hitter's count. That one upstairs, ball 4.
So now he's been on all 4 times that he has been up. 4 walks and a couple of hit batters for Musselman pitching in this one. And as I look back through, 1 of the walks, 2, 3 of the walks, 3 of the walks and 1 of the hit batters, 4 of the runs on the board have come as a result of those walks and or hit by pitch.
A swing and a miss on the first pitch to Isaiah Morris.
That was a healthy cut.
Yeah, Morris 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Also came around to score a run last inning. An open stance for the lefty. A little bit of a foot tap with that front foot. Here comes the 0, and this one shot to the right side. That's going to get through for a single. Reisenweber has the speed to go first to third on a base hit. A fire from right field, but Reisenweber in, standing up. It was a good throw from Laura in right field, but Reisenweber just too quick. Now runners on the corners, and a one-out single into right field for Isaiah Morris.
That's a nice read by Reisenweber as to how that ball was bouncing, as the play ultimately would be behind him, but he had the idea right off the bat that that ball was not going to get deep into right field, and so he had the speed to turn that bag at second and go to third.
Again, Matt, that run at third, the runner at third base, big right now for Martinsburg in this game. Strike called. First pitch to Caleb Edwards. Jack Reisenweber at third base. Isaiah Morris is at first. Caleb Edwards 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout in the first and a couple of groundouts. Here comes the 0-1. That one above the letters. Ball 1.
You know, Hartman having just a little bit of trouble getting on top of the pitches as he has missed high when he has missed.
Edwards steps in. Out of the stretch is Hartman. On the move, going towards second base, and no throw was Morris going to get a stolen base. And now we've seen some bigger guys in this Martinsburg lineup show the wheels tonight and get some stats that maybe they didn't think they would get. I'm sure Zittel didn't think he was going to get a triple. As this one lifted into foul territory, nobody going to get there as it does get out of play on the 2-1 to Caleb Edwards. Count now 2-2. And I'm sure that Isaiah Morris didn't think he'd have a legit stolen base tonight. 2 runners in scoring position for Edwards. Edwards has driven in 2 on the season. 263 average coming into today. One down here is that 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball. That one stayed a little high. Count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Matt, one of the things that stolen base does is now draws that infield in, right? Before you could keep at least the middle infielders back and hope to maybe turn 2, but now you got to bring everyone in to try to cut down the run at the plate.
The payoff pitch lifted foul. Again, out of play. Down that right field line. Let's do it again.
Yes, 7th pitch of the at-bat coming for Edwards. Doing a good job making Hartman work for this out.
And if you're Jacob Miller, got to keep anything in the dirt in front of you. Reisenweber definitely the speed to score from third base. Here's that 3-2, a swing and a miss. And Caleb Edwards goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and a big second out here in the top of the 5th.
That's one heck of a pitch from Hartman. Did not give in, not a fastball. Came with a breaking pitch that went down and away from the right-hand batter. A late swing trying to get to that break, but Edwards down on strikes.
Brings up Michael Lupus. First pitch to him, a breaking ball in for strike 1. Lupus a 2 RBI double in the first, a sacrifice fly RBI in the 4th, and flew out to center field. Hartman comes set. Here's that 0-1, and a strike 2 called. So Lupus quickly behind in the count 0-2. Now got to protect. 2 runners in scoring position. Martinsburg has done a lot of damage with 2 outs in this game. Here comes the 0-2, a breaking ball. And that one hit Lupus. Bases loaded now. He didn't really give the indication as if it hit him. May have just skimmed the jersey going by.
Apparently so, but now they are loaded for Shine Knots. Golden opportunity for Martinsburg to get at least another, maybe more on the board, and look to end this one early right now with that 10-1 lead in the top of the 5th.
Knots, 2 walks on the day and 2 runs scored as the first pitch to him. Missed upstairs, ball 1. Third base is Jack Reisenweber. Second base, Isaiah Morris. First base is Michael Lupus. 10-1 is the lead for the Bulldogs. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. This one lifted to left field. Working in on it was Bohr, and the wind got that one over his head. 1 run comes in to score 2. It's going to be 3. Rounding second base is Knotts. He will go to third base on the head-first slide. He is in safely. The ball gets by the third baseman, but a good backup as that clears the bases on a 3 RBI triple for Shine Knotts.
And Martinsburg with some big hits in this one. Looking back through, that's the second triple. They got a couple of doubles as well. They've been able to take advantage of some deep shots with that wind blowing. And when they've had guys on, they've found a way to get them in, especially with 2 outs.
Yeah, man, how about the 2-out hitting for Martinsburg? And now Musselman down to their final 3 outs. As now it's a 12-run lead, 13-1 for the Dogs. Off the bat now is Jacob Zittel. Zittel takes a strike, count now 1-1.
Zittel has had a great night at the plate. He's been on each of his 3 times up.
Here comes the 1-1. That one misses high, ball 2.
And clutch hitting tonight for this Bulldog team.
Your eyes are starting to fail you over there? Had to break out the flashlight?
Hey, it's getting dark in this press box.
Here comes the 2-1. This one lifted into left field. That one's going to be up in the jet stream. Working back on it is Bohr. Does he make the catch? No. Bounces to the wall. Another run comes around to score. It's Knotts coming in, and it's an RBI double for Jacob Zittel, and the runs just keep on coming. 14-1, Martinsburg's lead over Musselman.
2 runs batted in this one now for Zittel. Lifts him to 4 RBI on the season, so he had 2 and has doubled that total. Martinsburg denting the scoreboard for 4 more runs in this half inning after 5 in that fourth, 1 in the third, 2 in the second, 2 in the first. They have not been held scoreless yet.
Peyton DeMarco steps in. He's been hit by a pitch twice tonight, both of those coming from the starting pitcher Dylan Stevens, and a 3 RBI double his last time up. Takes ball 1 low, first pitch. 2 runs in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the second, 1, 5, and 4 in the third, fourth, and fifth. Here comes the 1-0, a swing and a miss. Counts to DeMarco, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Martinsburg is a batter away from sending 9 to the plate for a second straight inning. If DeMarco reaches and Hudson Clement stands in, that will be the number 9 hitter in the order.
A bouncer up the third base line. Wilson comes up with it, fires across the diamond, and gets by Jason Myers. It's skipped to him. Moving to third base is Jacob Zittel, and DeMarco going to be safe at first on the E5.
Has a tough play there for Wilson to come in and field it backhanded on that kind of in-between hop, and knew he was going to have to get it across the diamond quickly, but rushed that throw just a little bit and put it in the dirt. It was a great attempt by Jason Myers to dig it, but went right over top of the glove and into foul territory.
And, Matt, as you mentioned, now the 9th batter of the inning coming up, and this happened in the 4th as well. Hudson Clement steps in, the righty, with 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. First pitch lifted into center field. Working over is Blake Harbin. He won't get to it. Another run comes in to score. That's Jacob Zittel from third. And 5 runs again here in the top of the 5th. Identical to the top of the 4th, and an RBI single for Hudson Clement. Moving to second is Peyton DeMarco.
Clement picks up his 4th run batted in on the season. Martinsburg is getting production all up and down this order. As I look at it, 1, 2, 3, every batting position except for Clement in the 9 spot and Edwards in the 4 spot has scored today.
First pitch to Landon Siffer, ripped foul down the third baseline, strike 1.
You've got Sifford out of that top spot that has scored a couple of runs. Jack Reisenweber's come across to score 3. Isaiah Morris has scored twice. Lupus has scored once. Knotts 3 times. Zittel 3 times. DeMarco once. Hudson Clement on base right now.
Here comes the 0-1-2 Sifford. This one lifted to the right side of the infield. Working over is Sam Simpson. Now working in as that one being pushed by the wind, and he is able to get underneath it for a 3rd out here in the top of the 5th inning. Well, it'll be 6 runs needed or make that 5 runs needed for Musselman to keep playing in the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, it's Martinsburg 15, Musselman 1.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. 15-1 is the Martinsburg lead as they've scored 10 runs in their past 2 at-bats. 5 runs needed for Musselman just to see inning number 6. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Applemen, so not exactly the part of the order you necessarily want up in this situation for Musselman. Dylan Stevens due up to lead it off. It'll be Stevens, Wilson, and Kyle Lohr, the 3 guaranteed in at-bat this inning. Caleb Edwards back out for his 5th inning of work. We'll start out of the windup. First pitch, low for ball 1 to Dylan Stevens.
Martinsburg riding a 3-game winning streak coming in, looking to make it 4 straight. Clearly their longest winning streak of the season.
The 1-0 high and inside, ball 2. 2 hits on the evening for the Applemen to this point, and both coming from Jason Myers. So the other 8 in the order have not found their way on bases. This one on the 2-0 lifted into shallow center field, moving back onto this Jack Reisenweber, and he makes the catch.
No, he didn't.
Or no, did it bounce right to his right? Okay, it bounced right back up into the glove. So that'll go as a, imagine that's on a night like tonight, I still think that's a problem. I mean, he was camped right underneath of it.
It's got to be an error.
I was going to say, that's got to be
I'm not sure it nicked the glove maybe as he reached out, but, yeah, it's a tough play, but one that you would expect that he would be able to make.
Yeah, E6 in the scorebook. And standing on first is Dylan Stevens. William Wilson steps into the right-hand batter's box and takes strike 1.
I would have that as the first error of the night for Martinsburg. A pair of errors on the night for Musselman.
Here comes that 0-1. That one will in for strike 2. The way that Sifford popped up, thought that one missed a little bit low, but did catch the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Stevens gets that lead off first. This one chopped back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Reisenweber. Comes in on it and just goes off of his forearm. It'll be an infield single for Liam Wilson, and Musselman able to get some base runners here in the bottom of the 5th.
There you go. Just put the bat on the ball, put it in play, make something happen, and, well, you get a couple of base runners on the error and the infield hit. Now you turn it over, and let's see if the top of the order can get hot.
As it looks like, I believe we have a pinch hitter. Second number 6. Notice that on the stats earlier. Not on the official lineup we have.
Is that a 6 or is that a 5? It's a 5, so that's Brandon Berry.
So Brandon Berry, okay. From our angle, looks like it could, very easily could be a 6, the way that jersey looks. But it is Brandon Berry, pinch hitter for Kyle Lohr. 2-0 is the count to him. 2 runners on. Edwards comes set out of the stretch. Here comes that 2-0. A fastball. That one in for strike 1.
Let's take a look at the numbers on Berry.
Here comes that 2-1. A swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Coach Harbin getting some younger kids some at-bats this evening.
Yeah, 3 at-bats so far on the season for Barry, no hits. Has walked twice, has also struck out once.
That 2-2 pitch getting away from Caleb Edwards and away from Landon Sifford is that wild pitch going to advance both runners, now both in scoring position. And if you're Musselman, you just need runs right now to try to keep playing in this one. Count 3-2 now to Barry. Out of the windup now with both runners at second and third. Here comes the 3-2, and a strike 3 called at the plate, and Barry goes down looking for out number 1.
Yeah, great pitch, outside part of the plate. It's one that if you're a batter, you got to try to get that bat out there and at least fight it off or try to take it the other way, but that was a well-placed pitch.
Cohen Rutherford is our next pinch hitter. He is a freshman, as we hear in the press box. He will hit for Baden Hartman. This one, a ground ball, soft ground ball to the left side. Up with it is the third baseman. Fires across. Michael Lupus fires to Isaiah Morris. And a good stretch for out number 2.
On that ground ball, though, Stevens, who was at third, is able to cross the plate.
So a RBI for Rutherford. 2 down is now stepping in. Is number 9, Connor Chansey. Chansey awaits the first pitch from Caleb Edwards. Still at second base is Liam Wilson, a swing and a miss. And Chansey behind in the count, 0-1. Here comes that 0-1. This one sent to the right side of the infield over to Hudson Clement. He fires over to first base for out number 3, and that is your ball game. The Martinsburg Bulldogs in run rule fashion going to beat the Musselman Appleman at Appleman Park this evening, 15-2. A 2-minute break back at the studio. When we come back, we will get into our post-game show, give you some stats from this one, and tell you how it played out, along with setting you up for our next broadcast. Again, your final here from Appleman Park, 15-2, Martinsburg beating Musselman.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance. A reputation for caring. A legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. It was a mercy rule ending game for Martinsburg as they get the 15-2 win over Musselman. For the Appleman, they drop to 4-8. Martinsburg now 2 games over 500 at 6-4. And, Matt, the Bats continuing what we saw at the end of the game yesterday for Martinsburg against Hampshire, really staying hot. 2 runs in the top of the first inning, 2 runs in the top of the second, 1 top of the third, and then 5 in the fourth and fifth. Really a good offensive day for Martinsburg, and doing the job on the mound, Caleb Edwards.
Yeah, and as we talked about offensively, a lot of that damage done with 2 outs in an inning. And so Martinsburg would get a base runner or 2. There would be a couple of outs, and yet they would come up with a clutch base hit like the first inning. Michael Lupus, 2 outs, it's a 2 RBI single. You get into that second inning, and you get an RBI infield single, an error on the play as well. And with 2 outs, you get a couple of more runs. So that continued throughout the course of this ball game. 2 outs in the third inning before they even got their first base runner, and yet still found a way to score a run. And so Martinsburg getting it done, as you said, offensively, and then Caleb Edwards on the mound. And let's credit this defense as well. Some pop-ups, some fly balls, and they handled the wind and made the plays.
All right, let's send it back to the studio, take one final 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some stats from this one, also set you up for our next broadcast next week. Again, the final from Appleman Park, Martinsburg 15, Musselman 2. We're back in 1 minute.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back in one final time to Appleman Park. Let's take a look at some stats. I'll start with some pitching numbers for Musselman tonight. 3 men hit the mound. It was 3 innings of work for Dylan Stevens. He gave up 8 runs on 8 hits, striking out 3, walking 2, and hitting 2 batters. For Trevor Bohr, he went 1 inning on the mound, giving up 2 runs on 1 hit, 0 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And Baden Hartman came in for an inning as well. He gave up 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 1 hit batter. For Martinsburg, Caleb Edwards went the distance, 5 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Matt, some numbers offensively.
Well, Landon Siffert, good outing in the top of the lineup for Martinsburg, goes 2 for 5, a couple of singles. He scores a pair of runs. Jack Reisenweber in the 2-hole reaches all 4 times, a couple of singles, a double, a walk. He scored 3 runs, drove in a pair. Isaiah Morris, a walk, a hit, and he goes 1 for 3. He scored a couple of runs. Michael Lupus had a 2 RBI double, was also hit by a pitch, had a sacrifice fly, so 3 runs batted in for him. He came around to score. Shine Knotts, a couple of walks, and a 3 RBI triple. He had 3 runs scored and those 3 driven in. Jake Zittel, a triple, a single, a walk, and a double. A home run shy of the cycle as he scores 3 and drives in a pair. Peyton DeMarco, hit by a pitch twice, had a 3 RBI double as well. He stole a base and scored a run and an RBI single for Hudson Clement. As you hear Martinsburg hitting up and down the order. Offensively, Jason Myers for Musselman, the real hero. He led the way 2 for 2, a double, a run scored, a single, and got stranded at second base. Dylan Stevens reached on an error, eventually came around to score. Liam Wilson had an infield hit, helping to lead to that run in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Final numbers look like this for Martinsburg: 15 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, 7 left on, 4 of those in scoring position. For Musselman, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 runners left on, 2 of those in scoring position. Your winning pitcher is Caleb Edwards. Losing pitcher is Dylan Stevens. Time of the game, about 1 hour and 35 minutes. Matt, what is next for both of these teams?
Well, let's see. For Martinsburg, it's a trip
to
tomorrow.
Bridgeport. Yeah, down to the central part of the state. Yeah. North Marion and Robert C. Byrd.
And Robert C. Byrd, I think, is actually at RCB in the Clarksburg area before they then come back into the Bridgeport area for that next game. Meanwhile, for Musselman, they'll take the weekend off, and they will play on Tuesday of next week.
Next for us, it'll be Tuesday. We'll be down in Shenandoah Junction. Jefferson, I'm sure, very happy to get back on the field after they have been in quarantine for the last 10 days. They can get back on the field. From what we understand, tomorrow would be the first day.
And they will, as I last talked or had any contact with John Lowry Sr., they'll be playing up in the Cumberland area doing a two-team doubleheader against Pendleton County, and I can't recall who was the second opponent that they will face off the top of my head, but either way, two teams where they can kind of meet about halfway at the nice facility up there.
It'll be Spring Mills at Jefferson on Tuesday. Our pregame at 5:40, 6 o'clock first pitch from down in Shenandoah Junction. A big thanks to all the folks here at Appleman Park. A big thanks to all of our crew. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Donald Kenny, our on-site producer. John Alderton has been our TV 10 cameraman. For Matt Miller, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you one final time that Musselman falls to 4-8. Martinsburg improves to 6-4 with a 15-2 win for the Bulldogs. We will send you to Washington Nationals baseball on Talk Radio WRNR 0-0 in that one as they go to the 6th inning. This has been West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.